and welcome, my dear friend. A true calling life does not arrive with a loud announcement. It speaks quietly to the heart. And right now, something is calling you back to a sacred and essential part of yourself, a part you may have nearly forgotten while navigating the complexities of the world. Your presence here is not by chance. It is a response to a gentle summons from a higher purpose. People may not admit it with their words, but in their quiet moments, they acknowledge the weight of your presence. You can see it in their quick glances and in the new carefulness they take around you. The simple stories they used to tell about you no longer seem to fit, and this realization makes them restless. They misjudged you once, and the outcome of that misjudgment was more significant than they ever expected. Now, they measure every sentence, every smile, and every gesture, because being in your company is no longer a casual experience. It carries a sense of responsibility. You never asked for any of this. You simply chose to act with integrity when it was not the popular choice. You held your peace when creating noise would have been far easier. You kept your hands and heart clean when pettiness was all around you, and these choices were noticed by the universe. Your restraint was never a sign of weakness. It was proof that you could be trusted with something more. Here is the essential truth of this moment. You are no longer fighting to be respected. That battle is over. The respect is already there, sometimes hidden beneath a layer of envy, disguised by jokes or concealed under a mask of forced indifference. This is why some people find it difficult to meet your gaze, while others feel the need to over-explain themselves when they are near you. Your very presence speaks the truth before a single word is uttered. You have become like a mirror, not the kind that offers a flattering reflection, but the kind that offers pure clarity. And clarity always brings people to a point of decision. They must either choose to rise to a higher standard or to step back. There is no in-between. Think about how a smoke alarm functions in a quiet home. It does not sound off because it is being dramatic. It sounds off because something real and important is happening. Your energy works in a similar way. It announces the presence of something that can no longer be ignored. Some people are grateful the moment you enter a room. They feel safer, more stable, and see things more clearly. Others become agitated because, in your presence, it becomes impossible for them to continue pretending. This is why treating you with carelessness now comes with consequences. This is not a punishment, but a natural outcome. When someone treats a rare and valuable presence as if it were common, life itself tends to respond. Opportunities that should have blossomed for them may suddenly wilt. Plans that seemed certain may begin to unravel. Their peace of mind may become thin. This does not happen because you wished it upon them, but because mishandling a blessing always creates its own turbulence. You have likely seen both patterns play out. Those who honored you with a pure heart without trying to control you, or having hidden agendas, found that doors began to open for them with ease, and that tensions in their own lives began to lift. In contrast, those who treated something sacred with disrespect keep discovering that the ground beneath their feet does not feel as solid as it once did. There is a reason for this. You are not just another person they know, you are a part of their journey they will have to answer for. Let us now turn our focus back to you. Perhaps you have asked yourself, why can't I just be invisible for a little while? Why does my presence always feel like it sends a signal? It is because you were not made for camouflage. Your unique spirit was never meant to blend into the background of the world. Your life carries an imprint of purpose that refuses to be diminished. You have been through a refining process, and that process leaves a brightness on the surface, and a strong backbone underneath. You have also learned a very important distinction. You are not cold, you are careful. Those who mistake your cautiousness for ego are simply unfamiliar with what it means to be a good steward of one's own spirit. When you have held something holy and have watched it be treated poorly, you learn to stop offering it so freely. That is not bitterness, that is wisdom. From this point forward, having access to your time and energy is a privilege, not an assumption. You do not keep your distance to feel powerful. You carefully choose who is close to you, because you finally understand the positive energy your presence activates. You have seen those who tried to copy your light without being willing to do the work of personal growth. You have met those who adopt your words, but not your discipline. Let them have their costumes. You will keep the crown that was earned through a long and honest journey. You are living proof that true power does not require a spectacle. It commands a room simply by being anchored in its own truth. It does not feel the need to rush and fill every silence. It allows the truth to do its own work. It does not retaliate against negativity. It rests in the quiet knowledge that a higher power has already ruled in your favor. Imagine a priceless artifact in a museum, handled with white glove. The curator does not toss it between guests or pass it down a crowded aisle. This is not because the artifact is fragile, but because it carries history, value, and a great deal of responsibility. That is you. Not fragile, but priceless. And priceless things have a way of teaching people how to approach them. So let this truth settle into your soul like a gentle peace after a storm. You have nothing left to prove. The proof is in what happens to people when they are near you. Those who are ready for growth will rise. Those who are committed to performance will crumble. Either way, your purpose remains the same. Breathe on. You are not too much. You are arriving right on time. Some people are now realizing, perhaps too late, that they mishandled someone who was being divinely protected. They are replaying moments, conversations, and decisions, and are now feeling the true weight of what they touched but did not treasure. Being close to a person with a special purpose was never a casual matter. It was a sacred bond, and a sacred bond that is broken will always have its consequences. You were never just a minor character in their story. You were a divine checkpoint, meant to help redirect their path. But instead of recognizing that, they tried to reshape you into someone small enough for them to control. They did not understand that when they disrespected you, they were not just clashing with you, they were clashing with the divine protection that surrounds you. And that protection will always prevail. That is why you may have seen strange reversals in your life lately. Doors that were once slammed shut in your face are now slamming shut for them. The negative gossip they started has now turned into a quiet feeling of conviction in their own hearts. The same people who dismissed you are now learning what it feels like when heaven becomes silent on their behalf. This is not revenge, it is restoration. It is the natural balance being brought back to the world. Because when God places a mark of purpose on someone, He also monitors who comes into contact with them. You have been carrying a quiet protection around you, the kind that does not need to announce itself, but still has the power to rearrange outcomes. That is why negative plots against you collapse. That is why lies told about you dissolve. That is why people who underestimated you suddenly walk carefully around you. They have learned that mishandling you does not just cost them their comfort, it costs them their own alignment with their higher purpose. But while they are learning these lessons, you are advancing quietly, smoothly, and without any guilt. The time for proving yourself is over. You are now stepping into a season where the proof of your character speaks for you. The positive results of your restraint and patience will be louder than any accusation ever was. God is about to use your composure as a confirmation of your strength. You see, your strength was never the loud and aggressive kind. It was the kind that could outlast any storm. You did not just survive, your survival has rewritten the entire story. And now, the reward for your endurance is unfolding in real time. You have graduated from the need to fight for visibility. You have entered a realm where heaven itself amplifies your name. That is why people can feel your presence before they see. That is why the energy in a room adjusts before you even speak. It is because you have become a living signal of divine timing. Let me put this another way. When you walk into a space, the truth seems to stand up a little straighter. Those who are being fake find it harder to maintain their facade. Those who are being real feel a sense of relief. You bring a sense of accountability to the atmosphere, and that is what makes you a threat to those who are unhealed. You do not expose them to embarrass them. You expose them simply because light cannot help but reveal what is hidden in the shadows. And those who truly want to grow will see your presence as a mercy, not a menace. This is where your story pivots from being misunderstood to being unmistakable. You are stepping into a season of recognition, but not the shallow kind that seeks applause. It is a deep, quiet acknowledgement. The same people who once misinterpreted your quiet nature as weakness will one day refer to it as wisdom. And they will know the truth. You were not silent because you had nothing to say. You were silent because heaven was still perfecting the script of your life. Now that script is complete. The final version of your story is about to be revealed to the very people who once mocked the draft. So, do not shrink back. Do not second-guess yourself. This next chapter of your life does not require you to defend yourself. It only requires your presence. You just have to keep standing in the divine alignment that you have earned. This is not a preview of something that is coming soon. This is the moment itself. You can feel the weight of things clicking into place. Names are being cleared, and doors are unlocking without a sound. Heaven is not announcing anything new. It is simply removing the obstacles that once hid the truth. What is happening now is not the beginning of your reward. It is the evidence that endurance is always rewarded in the end. You are about to witness people remembering what they had forgotten about you. That you were chosen not for attention, but for a purpose. That your restraint was the reason heaven could trust you with positive results. That what you thought you lost did not actually leave, but was simply relocated into the version of you that could finally hold it without breaking. So, please, take this as your confirmation. God is clearing your name without you having to speak a single word. The respect you were once denied is about to return to you, multiplied. The doors that once ignored you will now open automatically because of the quiet authority you have grown into. You do not have to run after what is rightfully yours. It already has your coordinates. It is finding you as we speak, because a true destiny does not need to knock. It calls to your heart, and you, dear chosen one, have answered.